Hello guys, welcome to the next tutorial of Angular on this YouTube channel Jack of JavaScript. So in this tutorial, we are going to see how to create the components in your Angular application, and also we are going to see how to add Bootstrap into your application. The Bootstrap is a framework of we can say it is a CSS framework. It gives you a number of ready-made components. You just have to add those components in your application. All right, so let's start with the component creation first. So continuing from the last lecture, so this is your application. So you can stop it using Control C, right? And now to generate a component, the command is ng generate component, and the name of component, let's say header is the name of your component. So this is a shortcut. You can directly create the component using this short command, that is ng space g space c stands for component, and the name of your component is now here we'll take the name as header, right? So as soon as I hit the enter button, so it will create a component. Basically component has four files. The first is HTML file, then there is a CSS file, then TSS .ts file, and then there is a spec.ts file. So this is your by default app component. So app component has these four files: CSS, HTML, spec, and then TS, right? So now we'll go by the time for Bootstrap. You can directly search Bootstrap, and it will give you first a link which is authorized link for Bootstrap. So instead of that, you can directly go for W3 Schools. So this is one of the best portal to learn all the basics of web development. All right. So out of this, I'll get the code of header. So header is known as navbar in this Bootstrap, right? So all right. So this looks better. Okay. Out of this, if I want this header, right? This is what the header, and these are the supporting files. These are the supporting plugins which are required. So I'll copy it and I'll paste it in my index.html. There are a couple of ways in which you can add Bootstrap into your application, right? This is the first way. You can directly copy these links in your index.html. Secondly, you can directly place it into your angular.json file. So we'll see that in next lectures. In the script folder, you have to add the JS file of Bootstrap, and then bootstrap.css. If you look carefully, then there are files like bootstrap.js, and then there is a bootstrap.css file, and then jQuery dot min.js, so minified JS. So jQuery is a supporting file for Bootstrap. All right. So this our component is has been created by Angular. So this is header.html, and then spec.ts. Header.html, basically this renders your view. Whatever you write here, so it gets rendered in your application, in your main index.html. Then there is a spec.ts. Basically this is supporting file for testing purpose. Then there is a ts file, so all your logic that is written into this ts file. Then there is header component.css. So this css, if you want to add some style sheet to your header, so it has a limited scope, that remains only to that header component. All right. So this is automatically generated header component. So you can directly refresh it, or it directly gets visible in this section. So you can directly open it. So go to this header component.ts. So every component has this @ component. This is called as a decorator, and this decorator adds more information. Basically it adds a metadata about that component. So every component is basically a TypeScript class. If you know class, so this is a class, and it is in TypeScript, and this it implements this on a net interface. So we'll see that in next lectures, right? So our this we have added Bootstrap, and then this header component has HTML file. All right, so I'll directly place this code, I'll just copy it. This is nav bar. So now nav element, and I'll just paste it inside this header component. Right. I'll save it. Now index.html, then app component.html. Now index.html has this app root. So this app root is defined in this app component.ts. So this is your selector of this app root. So index renders this. So renders this app component. The app component renders means it goes to the view section of that component. So it will render this view. So as we already know, let me check if it is in running mode. Alright, so you have to run before that. You have to run your application. mm, okay, so it gets hanged. Alright, so we'll wait for it. So basically, your index.html is a main file. After that, you have mentioned app root as a component in that. So app component gets rendered, and after that, whatever if you want to place anything in this app component, then that view is rendered. So this header has header has a selector, this app header. So you can just copy it and you can put it in your app component.html. All right, so mm, actually the application is hmm. So this is how okay it happens. All right, so actually this screen recorder is consuming more memory on the RAM. That's why my workspace got shut down. All right, so it's okay now. So we can directly place the uh, header selection selector, that is app header, on this app component, and I'll save it. So it will directly render the view, that view which was okay. So this app header, it directly renders the view that is on the HTML page, and then oh actually it is on the okay wait localhost colon 4200. So let's check. Yes, this is what header.html. This is your default view. So this gets rendered on your app component.html, right? And we'll check how it looks. All right. So basically, this your app header is below the your title, so you can change the positions as per your requirement. So this is how it looks. It's taking too much of time. Yeah, so this is how it looks. This is your this is by default present in your app dot component dot html, and this is your header section, but you can change the positions, right? So it gets automatically compiled and it gets refreshed here. So this header gets positioned at at the upper level of the page, and this is how it looks. So header is a separate component, and this is your main component, right? So likewise we can create multiple components like header section, the sidebar section, footer section, main section, and we can route all of the other components using Angular routing. So this is how the components can be created and Bootstrap integration. So thank you so much. If you have any doubts, you can put it into comment section. If you like the video, please like and share, subscribe. Thank you so much.